hosting the NBA Finals for the first time in forever. The Bucks back home and they desperately need a win, down 2-0, and the fans were ready to go inside and outside of the arena. Pick it up in the second quarter, which is where Milwaukee started to assert itself. Brook Lopez, no, but we're fighting inside, and Giannis has got it, and he throws it down. Giannis, aggressive, and you see the determination on the face. We're late in the half. Bucks are up by 8. We're playing defense. We're turning it into offense. Moving the ball. Bobby Portis, yes, he had 11. Bucks by 15 at the break, and Giannis loves it. Under 10 to go in the third. Bucks by 11. More ball movement here. Ultimately, it's Giannis fighting hard inside, scratching, clawing, throwing it down. He was 14 of 23 from the floor. Now, moment here in the third quarter, it didn't really impact the outcome, but look at this. Cameron Johnson with the hammer over P.J. Tucker, who is inexplicably called for the foul. What was he supposed to do? Look at his face. What was I supposed to do? Suns get it to within 10 after the free throw, but they would not get closer than that. Giannis working hard inside. He would finish with 41 points, 13 rebounds, fired up, and they get one they need. 120-100. The Bucks have life, and the celebration was on in the state of Wisconsin. The performance making Giannis the third player in finals history with 40-point double-doubles in back-to-back games. And the company he keeps is spectacular. LeBron James did it, Shaq did it, and now Giannis, here he was after the win.
Michael Jordan had 4 straight 40-point games against the Suns in the NBA Finals.
I'm not Michael Jordan.
Is that in jeopardy?
I'm not Michael Jordan. 40 points in a straight 2.
4 in a row.
Yeah, I've never. No, I'm not Michael Jordan. But all I care about right now is getting one more.
I said it after last game. This team's not going to give in. They're going to keep playing all the way through. So we have to bring that same effort, that we had in the first 2 games, and I think we'll be in good shape.
And so Tim Legler back with us, and again, this feels like the Giannis that we have been waiting to see with someone, and I thought Cassidy put it so well earlier, for those of you who weren't with us, that he needs to be more Shaq than Kobe, and so many times we'll watch these games and we see him shooting threes and settling for shots. This aggressive version of Giannis feels like the answer, Tim. What do you think?
Yeah, no question about it. I've described Giannis for years as a center with a handle. I mean, that's really what he is. That's how he beats you. He dominates you inside of 6 feet, and there's just no real answer for a guy with this kind of length and strength around the rim. And what happens to Giannis sometimes, he sees other stars around the league. He sees a Kevin Durant or a Kawhi Leonard or a Steph Curry. And the way that those guys have led teams to championships, and that means maybe making a deep shot or a mid-range if that's what the situation requires. And he falls prey sometimes to getting into that trap where he has to take those shots, Greeny. And the truth is, if he is committed to staying in his wheelhouse, he can dominate teams much like he has done the last 2 nights. I'm not saying never take a perimeter shot. He can mix those in occasionally to keep teams honest. But I think when he is as committed as he was in games, the last 2 games of this series, you see the impact that he has, especially against smaller teams. This is what Giannis has done to smaller lineups throughout his entire career. There's just no solution if you've got a bunch of guys on the floor 6'7" and under for somebody that is this strong, that has this kind of stride and plays with that kind of commitment at the rim. So look, he's not going to do this every single night. There will be some adjustments down the part of the Suns in terms of how much traffic they put in front of him. If he gets help, though, on a nightly basis from Holiday and Middleton, if both of those guys can play well offensively on the same night, the Bucks are going to be very difficult to beat.
Well, that really is the big if, though, and it feels like it has been for the longest time. Does he have enough help to get him over the top to win a championship? Sitting where we sit right now, what's the answer to that question?
Yeah, I think Chris Middleton has proven it time and time again. He is a guy that's not going to run from the light. He has been good in pressure situations for this team. He showed up again in the first half last night. Now, he only had 3 points in the second half, but they didn't really need him. His opening to the game really got them out. It made them relax. It made them feel comfortable because he had it going. And then Jrue Holiday took over in the third quarter. So those 2 guys were critical. They don't need to be spectacular, Greeny. They just need to be solid, and they need to have their moments where they have their own individual runs throughout the game. If they do that, the Milwaukee Bucks, with Giannis as the differentiating factor between the two teams, can definitely win this series. But here's the problem. Here's what we don't know yet. Can Milwaukee defend the Phoenix Suns for 48 minutes when they're at full strength? And by full strength, I mean having DeAndre Ayton on the floor and not in foul trouble, because that's what we saw last night. When he went to the bench in the third quarter on a night in which he was absolutely rolling, I believe he made 8 out of his first 9 field goal attempts. The Bucks still haven't proven they know how to defend pick and roll and deal with DeAndre Ayton at the same time. They didn't have to do it last night, and foul trouble is the main reason for that. So we're still open to some questions as this series goes on about what the Milwaukee Bucks can do defensively against this team, because for me, ultimately, that is going to determine the series more than anything else.
Well, we have a few days to figure out the answers because Game 4 is not until Wednesday night. Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.